Good morning. I welcome you to my class. And children, we will be continuing the same lesson, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. It's written by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela and it is taken from his biography, Only Long Walks to Life. Now children, as we know that the whole lesson is rotating around apartheid. What is the meaning of apartheid? Discrimination through race or color. Okay, to create differentiation between human being between through races or through color. And at that time, the white people of Europe and America, they were treating very badly to the black African Negroes. They were known as colored people, colored races, and children, they did not have any justice, peace, and what to say, they were not treated very well by these white people. So Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, it is his full name. He has fought for those people for Africa. And finally, children, there was an election. He has won with a more than 50% vote in African National Congress. He scored his party scored 252 out of 400 vote. So quite a large number. And finally, he was elected as the first black president of America, of South America. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to read about him. So first I will be telling you, once again I am going to revise all the important point and then we will do the explanation of the lesson. Now, so first about the author, who himself is the president. So let's see what I am going to tell about him. Nelson Mandela was a great hero who gave freedom to the blacks in South Africa. He was born on 18 July 1918 in the village of Maweso in Umtata. So he was born in the village of Maweso in Umtata, then a part of South Africa, Cape Province. He fought against the apartheid regime of South Africa, which believed in racism. He spent more than 30 years in South Africa prison. He became the first black president of South Africa when his party came to power in democratic election in 1994. This passage form a part of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela titled Long Walk to Freedom. It is a saga of the glorious struggle that the blacks of South Africa did against the apartheid regime to gain their freedom. So now let me revise the theme of the story. The lesson pays tribute to those black heroes and patriots who sacrificed their life and who did struggle against the apartheid. So this is a tribute to those black heroes or the racist regime of South Africa. Children, in this chapter we find a description of the inauguration ceremony held in the Union Building, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries of the world. Nelson Mandela gave a message here of peace and unity of mankind. He forces a new regime which will be based on the equality of men and women. He hopes that in the new regime there will be no exploitation of man by man. There will be no room for racism and segregation in the new order. Well, now children, I am going to tell about the short summary. So first, non-racial government. It was 10th of May 1994. The day was bright and clear. The inauguration ceremony of the first non-racial government was held at the lovely amphitheatre in the Union Building in Pretoria. It was the largest gathering of international leaders on South Africa soil. Politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries attended the ceremony. First of all, Mr. de Klerk was sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as the first deputy president. Then came Mandela's turn. The whole world waited. The whole African people waited for this glorious moment. He was sworn in as the first black president of South America. A very, very precious moment for South African people. Now children, after taking an oath, he had given a wonderful speech. Mandela spoke how for decades South Africa was the seat of white supremacy. Now the presence of all people confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. The blacks who were considered as outlaws not so long ago were hosting the nation of the world on their soil. Their victory over apartheid was a common victory for justice, peace, and human dignity. Political freedom had been won. Now they would work hard to liberate all their people from the bondage of poverty, deprivation, and disease. Never would South Africa again face the oppression of one by another. Impressive display of jet. Now children, after the speech, the wonderful speech given by Nelson Mandela, there was an impressive display of jets. Then there was a spectacular display of jet plane of South Africa. South African jets and helicopters rode in perfect formation over them in the sky. It was also a demonstration of the military loyalty to democracy and to the new government. The two national anthems were played. Though the people were not able to sing in a very free manner, they were not used to it, but finally everybody stood up and sang two national anthems. Sense of history. Nelson Mandela was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means full of emotion, students, with a sense of history. A few years after the Anglo-Boer War, apartheid was introduced in South Africa. The whole society was based on racial discrimination, was the harshest and most inhuman society in the world. Now a new system based on the quality of all men regardless of their color and race was replaced the old and cruel system. Well, policy of apartheid was followed. Apartheid created a deep and lasting wounds in the people. The decades of exploitation and oppression of the black produced heroes like Tambos, Cecilus, and many others. These black heroes were men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. The greatest wealth of South Africa was not in its minerals and diamonds, but in men of such great character. Struggle of comrade. Nelson Mandela learned the meaning of courage from such brave comrades. Courage is the victory over fear. These comrades were ready to risk and sacrifice their life for an idea, the idea of freedom and equality. Even in the darkest prisons, their hopes and faith were not broken. They never allowed the flame of struggle to be extinguished. Now, twin responsibility. According to Nelson Mandela, all the men in the world have twin responsibilities, twin duties, twin obligations. Nelson Mandela thought that every man has twin obligation. What is the meaning of obligation? Duty, moral duty. He has a duty toward his wife. So his first duty is toward his wife, children, mother, father. Okay. And obligation to the next obligation is toward his people and his country. In South Africa, it was impossible for black like him to fulfill both those obligations. If any black tried to live like a free human being, he was punished and isolated. He was forced. So all the men, they have twin responsibility, and the second responsibility, if any black tried to live like a free human being, he was punished and isolated forever. He was forced to live an isolated life away from his family. He was forced to live a life of rebellion and secrecy. Well, finally, Nelson Mandela, after a long struggle, he was not able to tolerate all this. And finally, he joined the African National Congress. So Nelson Mandela joined African National Congress. Mandela realized that not only was he deprived of freedom, but his brothers and sisters were also deprived of freedom. That was why he joined the African National Congress. It was his desire for the freedom of his people and their self-respect and totally transformed him from weak young man to a bold one. A law-abiding lawyer was forced to become an outlaw. He realized the freedom is individual. He knew that the oppressed must be liberated. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Both of them must be liberated. So children, these are the main points. Once again, I would like to share some of the more important points, like the inauguration ceremony of the first non-racial government was held in the Union building in Pretoria. Politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries attended the ceremony. Nelson Mandela was then sworn in as the President of the Republic of South Africa. For decades, South Africa had been the seat for white supremacy. The black were considered as outlaws. The victory over apartheid was a common victory for justice, peace and freedom. Nelson Mandela was overwhelmed with a sense of history. The society based on racial discrimination was the harshest and most inhuman society in the world. The decade of oppression and exploitation of the blacks produced heroes like Tambo, Silas and others great heroes in South Africa. Mandela learned the meaning of courage from such brave comrades who were ready to sacrifice their life for the freedom of their people. Every man has twin responsibilities: responsibility toward his family and for his people and country. If any black tried to live like a free human being, he was punished and isolated from his family and community. Mandela realized that not only he but his brothers and sisters were also deprived of freedom. His desire for the freedom and dignity of his people made him rebel. He realized that freedom is individual. So children, these were all the important points, and I've revised, and children, you must also know these points by heart. Okay, so now I'm going to read the chapter. We were in page number 21, the last paragraph. Okay, now here we will discuss the twin obligation of all the man of some, according to Mandela. In life, everyone has twin obligation. So, children, obligation means duty. You can write the different words. Obligation. Okay. Obligation to his family, to his parents. So his first duty is toward his family, to his parents, toward his wife, toward his children. And he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. So the second obligation you have to underline, children, is towards his people, toward his community, toward his country. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations. Inclinations. What do we mean by inclination? Natural tendencies of behavior. Natural tendencies of behavior. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. In South Africa, a man of color or who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. Now, children, what was the punishment for those people who used to do for his country? They were children. They were punished. They were isolated, and children. Okay, they were punished and isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably means unavoidably. So you can write the meaning of this word also. Inevitably, unavoidably. Unavoidably ripped from his family and his home, and he was forced to live a life apart. So children, forcefully he was taken to the isolated place away from his family and away from his home, and he was forced to live a little apart. A twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Okay, so a twilight existence. Children, I told you the meaning. We have already discussed the meaning of a twilight existence. What is the meaning of a twilight existence? Half secret life, like a life lived in the fading twilight between sunset and darkness. It is already we have discussed in the beginning of the chapter. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Now children, he is telling something about himself, that he was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Free in every way. That I could know. Free to run in the field near my mother's hut. So he told he was very much born free. He did not have hunger to free because he was already free. He knew that he was free to run to the fields near his mother's huts, free to swim in the clear stream. He was totally free when he was born, that he could swim in the clear stream that ran through my village. Free to roast maize. Maize is maize. So what is the meaning of maize? Maize. So he was free. Nobody could have stopped him. He was free to roast maize under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the custom of my tribe. Abided is obeyed. So he is telling, as long as I obeyed my father and abided, obeyed by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. And at that time he was not troubled by laws of man or God. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. Illusion is something that appears to be real but is not. Okay, so I will write the meaning of illusion. Illusion, something that looks real but that is not. Okay, this is the meaning of illusion. So children, all this thing, swimming by the stream, roasting the maize, children, and then what else? Freedom to run in the fields near my mother hut, free to swim, all this thing, it seems to him that freedom is not that, it was simply an illusion. Till now he was thinking he was born a free man, but then he realized that it was not that so, he was not free. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, when he grew up, he knew that his freedom had been taken by him, by the whites. I wanted freedom only for myself. At that time, he was so irritated, he told that he wanted to lead a free life only for himself. The transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what I please and go where I choose. Transitory means not permanent. He told the transitory freedom. At that time he had not a permanent freedom but a transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night. He could have stayed at night, read what I pleased and where I choose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I aimed for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential. But later on, when he became a young man, he was at that time in Johannesburg, a place in South Africa. I earned means strive for a basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential. Potential means capacity of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family. The freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. The freedom should not be restricted. You should know what he had to do. You should know to whom she should marry. The freedom not to be obstructed. Obstructed means restricted in a lawful life. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. He told not only I realized that my brothers and sisters were also not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Curtailed means reduced. Curtailed means so he told that finally I discovered that my freedom was curtailed, my freedom was reduced, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. And finally later he realized not only his but the freedom of all the men in South Africa was curtailed. That is when I joined the African National Congress. He realized this when he joined African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. And children, later on he realized not only his hunger for his own freedom, there is one freedom which is much greater, and what is that freedom? Became the greater hunger for the freedom of his people of South Africa. They were all suffering from apartheid. So it was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their life with dignity and self-respect. And children, it was for the freedom of my people to live their life with dignity and self-respect. He wanted that the whole people should live the life of dignity and self-respect. And animated means inspired my life. And children, this animated his life. Here animated means inspired. Inspired. Okay. So that transformed a frightening young man into a bold one. And now children, he was not frightened. He did not care his own freedom. He cared the freedom of whole people of his country, and he became now a very bold person. That drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal. And children, he was a law-abiding person. He used to respect law, but finally he became a revolt. He revolted all this thing so that his countrymen should get freedom. So that drove a law-abiding. Abiding means respect. A person who is to respect law, he became a criminal. Now he is not respecting the law. That turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home. A person who wished to have a nice family, had a gala time with his family. Now he became homeless. That forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. And he used to love life. Now he used to live like a monk to attain the freedom of his people. I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man. He told, I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man. But I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedom I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Now he knew only that his people were not free. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Now children, this also you have to underline. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated. The person who is oppressed, he should be liberated. He should get freedom. Just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. Underline this one. So according to him, the man who become a prisoner of hatred, he is long behind the bar of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. He is a person who suffer from prejudice and narrow-mindedness. Prejudice, it strong dislike without any good reason. Prejudice. A strong dislike. A strong dislike without any good reason. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. He is told, if I take away the someone else's freedom, that means I am also bound with something. I am also not free. Maybe I am suffering from prejudice. Maybe I am suffering from narrow-mindedness. Even I am not free. And I am not at all, I should not snatch away the freedom of others. Just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The person who takes up the freedom is like the other person whose freedom is taken. Even he is not free. He is behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Children, this is a very important point. Both of them are robbed from their humanity. Okay. So children, with this, I end my video here of explanation. And children, lot of new words I have explained. So now I will be discussing the question and answer with you people. Let's start with the textual exercise, and I think these matching of column A from column B is a keywords here, and you should know it. So first, a rainbow gathering of different colors and nation means a beautiful coming together of various people like the colors in a rainbow. Now, what do you mean by beautiful coming together of various people? Now, children, at that time, African were known as colored people and white people. So, he want the beautiful combination of all these people. I mean to say that at that time, National Mandela want that these people should also be united. There should be no apartheid or discrimination between racism or color. So, I hope you understood the meaning of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nation. Now, second, the seat of white supremacy. It means the center of racial superiority. Be overwhelmed with a sense of history. Feel deeply emotional, remembering and understanding all the past events that have led up to the moment. Resilient that defies the imagination. A great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering, not losing hope, goodness or courage. A glimmer of humanity, a sign of human feeling, goodness, kindness, pity, justice, peace. A twilight existence, a half-secret life, like a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. So children, this is all the textual exercises. Then we will do the NCR textbook question. We will discuss one by one. Okay. So, where did the ceremony take place? Can you name any public building in India that are made of sandstone? Of course, children. The inaugural ceremony took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union Building in Pretoria. Pretoria, I know you all know that it is a place in South Africa. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. So this has been the seat of white supremacy. And in India, we have many buildings which are made of the sandstone. First of all, the Parliament, our Rashtrapati Bhavan, and the Red Fort in Delhi. Can you say how May 10 is an autumn day in South Africa? In South Africa, 10th of May was an autumn day, literally as well as symbolically. In autumn, trees leaves old and rotten leaves, and after that new leaves with fresh colors are born. Symbolically also, the old and rotten system of apartheid has come to an end. A new republic based on equality of men, colors and races was taking birth on the 10th of May during the autumn. So, children, with this I end my video today, and later on in my next video I will be discussing the other question answer textual and some important question answer from the sample paper. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.